Good
And we are
evening.
live. And hello, everybody. It is first thing I saw down there, Agador says howdy. Hello, Agador. I hope everybody is having a good Memorial Day holiday weekend here in the States and anybody else around the world. Thank you for joining us. We hope you're having a wonderful weekend as well. And tonight, Jeff and I are rejoined. Um, by our friend Ramon of Moon Scarab. So we had so much fun with him last time. We're like, hey, you want to come back? And he's like, sure.
I'm glad
So
to be back.
we are back. Thank you for be willing to join us and to share your work with us. Same with Jeff too, joining me every week and sharing your poetry. And okay, I just saw a notification drop from Ramon. So good.
Yeah,
Our
because I,
alerts.
I think I forgot to simulcast it.
I see you up here though.
Oh
I
no,
see a little
yeah.
at sign, so you're
Mm-hmm.
there. Um, so let's see, just going down here. And Nancy says, honestly, I've looked forward to this all week. Me too. Me too. And she goes, but then I do every week. And then, yes, we already read Miss Taro D's poetry. Um, hello, Miss D. So glad for you to be here. No, you did not forget to include me in your greetings. I'm up there, so thank you. She always looks gorgeous tonight. Yes. Let's see. So, big kisses for Agador. And so, what did you name him? Oh, let's see. I'm not sure what this is. Big kiss to Agador for me. My husband is jealous because he wanted to name our doggy. Oh, Agador Spartacus. Okay, and I wouldn't let him. So he has a cute little chihuahua named Sunny. There was Sunny and Cher. Cher passed away, but she still has Sunny, and he is such a sweetheart. Yes, yeah, she passed away last year. I'm so sorry, my dear. And hello, Fatima. Welcome. And so I hope everybody is having a great week. Hello, Ange. Roots and Waves. Good to see you, my dear. And our Canadian friends to the north. Ange, one of these days you and I gotta try to meet somewhere in between, come together and have lunch or something. I don't know. I don't think you're too far away from me. Um, Alrighty. So Ramon, I hope you had a wonderful birthday Friday. Thank you again for joining Allison and
I
I and
did.
sharing, the beautiful, I don't know, message or mythology or your dedication, devotion to, La Santa Muerte. It was very moving. I've been hearing a lot of positives from that show. Um, so thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing her with
Thank you very
us.
much. I'm
And
glad to be here today too. Right now, there's a birthday party going on for me, and I'm
oh, we were making
and
you
I'm
miss it.
no
Oh.
no. It's like it's been happening for a couple hours. I'm already partied out.
Oh, he's like, okay,
I
time to
had my
do the
slice of
step then.
cake and ate, and so I'm good. They're just
Oh,
enjoying the rest.
wonderful. And Jeff, are you enjoying your 3 day weekend so
That
far?
I am. Yeah. I got a lot of work done the other day. And then yesterday, when I was at the beach, I came home after
Ooh.
the show last night when I went on and I just wrote. So I'm being productive at the same time. And usually, when
Mm-hmm.
I get stuff off my chest, I feel much better about it. So,
Nice. And I do see what Tom said, but I uh, I got to go to the park today, and visit with a friend. I hadn't seen her in a while, and so Shan and he took his guitar. We went out, had picnic, and yes, really quick. Hello, Arlene Forney. Welcome, my dear. Good to see you. And then Tom is offering us a little bit of poetry. I open the tubes, and what do I see yonder? A triplet of poets sharing their words of power like thunder. I love it, Tom. Now you just gotta put your little your little machine there. So good to see you, Tom. And oh, hello. And Jane the Seeker just popped in. Hello. Um, so boy, this is gonna be a fun show. It's always a fun show, but a lot of us just enjoying that 3 day and in such an excellent mood. So alrighty, well, Ramon, you are our guest. So what would you like to share first with us? Do you want to share all the poems that you read ahead of time, or gentlemen, do we want to go one at a time,
We
sharing our
could do one at a
poems?
time, just
Okay.
to let it breathe in between.
All righty. Sounds good to me. Like a
Yeah,
fine wine, let it breathe between.
yeah. I love poetry. I've been writing poetry since I was in junior high school. I
Mm-hmm.
think the first poem I wrote was for a girlfriend.
Uh-oh. Did we lose him already? Yes, we did.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah. Ramon will be back.
He still looks good anyway, so
Yeah. Ramon, strike a pose.
please
Vogue,
keep talking.
Vogue. Strike a pose. So we'll all be like, until Ramon comes back. And he'll be like, what? What are you doing? um, so let's see. Jeff, is this being simulcasted to your channel? Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah.
To Jeff's and to Ramon. So make sure. I swear I could finish the story. Yes. Me too, Jane. Let's see. He told a lie, so the universe punished him by freezing him. A lie? The Medusa effect. Ooh, I wonder what lie. Oop. Yep, he'll be back. And I know you guys are getting storms up on. We were watching some of the Weather Channel on our smart TV through Fox, and I saw you guys are having storms moving up the coast through. I know Nancy. I heard you guys in North and South Carolina, and I know up in Philly they said moving up into Massachusetts. So
Yeah.
there's a huge storm rolling through now. Here
I
now.
had a really bad connection during Tom's show today.
Yeah.
Your way. Yeah.
Ramon did a Vogue.
yeah. I was hoping
I suppose.
at least I froze in a good. I'm always concerned I'll freeze like an post.
Some of the things at YouTube. That's why I sometimes hesitate doing a live on YouTube, because when you go back and look, sometimes you're like, or you're like, and I'm just like, really, YouTube? You had to use that screenshot.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness.
Nah.
So
yeah, so I love writing poetry, and it's a way to bare your soul, sometimes with yourself, with someone else, of your thoughts on the moment. And I wrote 3 poems last night for today's show, and it's on topics of things that I think about often. And the first one is titled Another Me. And a lot of times I believe there are alternate universes in which there's different versions of ourselves, not necessarily, parallel with this time, but also fragments of in the past, in the future, etc. And this poem was inspired in that thought. So it goes like this. All right. It's called Another Me. You hear me well?
Mm-hmm. Very clear.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Okay. I wonder if there's another me in an alternate universe, a shadow self walking parallel paths, a mirrored image breathing my dreams, laughing my joy, mourning my sorrow. Does he have long insomniac nights that pierce through sunrises? Does he feel the same warmth of the sun I escaped from? Or is his dawn of a different hue, his moonlight of a softer glow? In his world, does he make the choices I feared to take? The steps I hesitated to follow? Does he live in a city of stars or a deserted slum where the night holds no secrets, only silence, only stillness? I imagine his face so like mine, but yet carrying the weight of different choices. His eyes reflecting roads I have not yet taken. His heart beating to the rhythm of adventures unknown to me. Does he wonder about me as I wonder about him? This specter of a twin, a ghostly brother in another realm. Does he pause mid step, feeling a ripple of my existence in a strange connection to my thoughts? Perhaps in his world, he speaks the words I always swallow, finds peace in places I never thought to search. And yet sometimes I feel his presence, as if the universe blinks and for a moment our worlds briefly collide in a gentle touch. In his mirror, I see a reflection of what could be. Not better, not worse, just different. A wide lattice threaded, but also tangled with infinite possibilities. I wonder, in his world, does he linger a moment longer, walk away when I would remain? Does he hear music in the mundane, find poetry in the deepest pain? Sometimes I imagine us meeting, crossing paths, our eyes locking, an unspoken recognition in a silent greeting in any random, unmemorable street. What would we say, faced with the reflection of another self, another life? Will we share our stories, our triumphs, our regrets, or simply stand in awe of the choices that we both made? Perhaps he is an invisible guide. Perhaps when I sleep, my dreams are a peek into his reality. In the end, we are both travelers. We are both travelers of the unknown. And though we might never meet, I find solace in the thought that somewhere in the vast expanse there is another me, each a universe of thoughts unto ourselves, each a question, a whisper, and a story waiting to be told. And that's,
Wow. That's
Wow.
for Geminis. That's for Geminis everywhere. Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
that's what I
Holy
thought too.
Oh, that's
oh,
You know,
amazing. Oh, I
that's
know, Ange, right? Be
Ramon.
still my heart. Ramon. Wow, so good. Nancy. Yes, that is beautiful.
Yeah, that's just like off the mark. That's so good,
Mhm.
beautiful. That's like
Wow. Karen,
thank you.
this is stunning.
Yeah,
Beautiful words. Oh, wow. Jeff, how do we follow this up?
yeah, like I don't know.
Ramon sets the bar
Bye
for us here. He
everyone.
really does.
I should
no,
read
these
my
are thoughts. I think we all think of that, as
Mhm.
we all wonder, we are, I don't know, a product of our decisions, but also other people's decisions. But I think there was this one time I saw a movie called Sliding Doors, and I think the it was Gwyneth Paltrow who
outro.
was
Yeah.
yeah, um and how two alternate lives went in different direction based on the fact that she missed the subway when it slided the door. And one of them, she just let the train go, and on the other one, she was able to hop in. And two different things happen. It's like the butterfly effect. A small decision down the road has two different outcomes. And I know that there are other universes out there with other versions of ourselves with different choices that we made.
Mhm.
Like the poem says, not better, not worse, it's just different.
I know. I wonder
And
a lot what my life would have been like at several moments in my life where, okay, what if I ran for help at this time? How would my life have changed if I went here? You know what I mean? There were a
Hmm.
couple instances where I was just like, boy, what if? And yeah.
But we don't know. We can't look at it with that sense of regret or sadness.
Mhm.
It's you're here right now, and
Make the best
and
of it.
it's always trying to make the best of it. You know,
Mhm. Forge a new future.
that's
And
it.
what were you going to say, Jeff? I didn't mean to interrupt, sweetheart.
yeah, makes me think of that free will rabbit hole again, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we had a
whether or not we
conversation, Jeff,
do.
Tom and I, yeah, one night on this concept of free will. Yeah.
Free will. Yeah. There's free will up to a certain extent, right?
That's what we say.
That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have our limitations, but within the limitations, we have certain uh,
That was a mic drop.
space that we can navigate through.
Mm-hmm.
That's still all predestined.
Or maybe we believe, we had those limitations, but in reality, they're not there. We are creating it a lot of the times.
Yeah. If I can create a couple of grand in my account right now, that would be great. Couldn't we all, right?
Yeah, I think yeah. Well,
But Karen's right. It's human to do that, looking back and wondering, of course. That's how we kind of take a look at our lives and see how we want to approach the rest of our life and how we want to get back on track. We want to forge a new path, maybe double back and look at something that, it's, we have that initially we have that power within ourselves to be able to do that. How other people's, free will choices can affect that, yes, but initially we have that power, within us to do that. So
yeah.
So, Mr. Jeff Bailey, what do you have for us?
I have 3 haikus that I want to read. They're all pretty absurd, but I'm gonna read them anyway. Electric tracks burst. On fire is the train delayed, hoping to find another. Flushed toilets reversed. This is another one. Flushed toilets reversed, southern hemisphere water. For counterclockwise spew too. And then the last one, in his infancy until masturbation blinds, nowhere is pleasure found.
Oh my God.
Mm.
I did count.
Leave it to Jeff to bring the, the bits of the naughty into the mix.
But the other 2 poems are not like that. Like they're normal for me.
Define normal.
Define normal, right? Yeah.
Soul dissolved before you were called. The umbilical cord to which you were tethered was not issued a recall. So I'd hoped to hear in a seashell all those nautical alarms which wouldn't swell with the turning tides until you were cast aside in an ocean of emotion. You couldn't stomach out. You couldn't stomach the shame of inadequacy, which I could never override. You threw in the towel, flummoxed, and I along with you was forced to hide until a life's body was taken over by generational anatomy, and you couldn't have written it better yourself if you tried. If you were the writer and I was the reader, behind books we'd hide. Maybe if all those years ago, had I left you alone, you could have manifested a new life before I let you let go of yours. And at least one of us could have found a way back to what should have been our life together in due course.
Ooh, I like that last one. I like the nautical shell. The thought of
Nice.
Very nice. And Tom said we need to have that free will discussion again with a little less free will and keep us on track. Well, we're always open to revisiting and having other guests join us as well. Hint, hint. If anybody else wants to join us, that invitation's always there. Oh, hint, hint.
Yeah.
Yes. It's good when you have people sharing different perspectives, and I would love, Tom, when you're available, when you know certain Saturday evenings, because I've been missing that Saturday night. I get kind of bored. I'm like, well, I could do a pop-up, but then I'm like, but lately I've just gotten so spoiled having somebody with me to either read or to talk and stuff. So it would be nice to have that Saturday night again. That would be great. And then I can reach out to Jeff and to Ramon and see if we can, share that, discuss that same topic again, or unless somebody comes up with something different. But something too I wanted to share, Ms. Taro D said, for my own mental health, when I look back, I try to look at the positive outcomes or the positive angels that came into my life. I'm done beating myself up. So yeah, a lot
That's
of
pointless.
so
That's
that poem
pointless because we make decisions based on the information that we have, and then looking at the past and judging ourselves based on the choices that we made when we didn't have that information.
Mhm.
It's the worst way to torture yourself.
Mhm. Oh, I
I'm
still
sure if
do
you
it
had,
too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, we all do. I think we
mhm.
all do. What
Sometimes it's
if?
it's really hard to let go some stuff from the past.
Yeah, yeah,
You think you do, but then later on something else comes around and you're reminded of it, and it's just like, oh boy, here we go
yeah.
again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah,
but it's
especially
human.
when we see the effect of those choices in the future, like in the present moment.
Hi,
You know.
Callie. Yeah, most definitely. So I just want to share. So we're getting a lot of thanks for Jeff. Karen says, "Love your cheeky style." Thank you for the visual. Angie was like, "Toilets, masturbation trains." Yep. Welcome to Jeff's world. Amazing, Jeff from Miss Tarot D. Jeff, that was powerful one. Yes. Um, Always great, Jeff. Yeah, Nancy and I talk, and she says your poetry makes her really think. She likes to play back, and she's been reading your book, and she likes your perspective, and it's very different, and it's something to really sit and to assimilate, kind of like absorb and assimilate. So,
That particular book on purpose was written that way. I think it was
mhm,
like a lot of plays on expressions or phrases, and
yeah.
that took it down several different dimensions that are there within that book. I'm more proud of that one in some ways than the second one, because the second one was so much easier to write,
Mm.
because it was just come home every day from the hospital and just pour it out. So
Well, sometimes that's some of our most powerful work too. I
yeah,
mean, times when
yeah,
I was in the hospital, and you're allowed a pencil. They have to watch you with the pencil, but you're allowed to write,
yeah.
and I still have a poem that when I find it, when it says I would like to share with everybody, that was shared by another gentleman who was on the same floor as I was, and he was going through a hell of a lot. And together he says, "Come on, sweetheart, let's write a poem. Let's work through this pain. The creativity will get us through." And he turned around, he handed it to me, so I still have that since 2018. So poetry is extremely powerful. Writing is extremely powerful. Um, yeah, it really, because when we're writing, we're putting that energy into that as well. So we're cleansing, we're processing,
Mm-hmm.
we're embracing, and we're honoring um, the good memories, the traumas, everything that goes into those words that we put down. Um, a good portion of whatever those emotions are gets released, and that's a powerful thing. It really is. And I want to say hello, Callie. Hello, my dear. This is Callie Healer. She was a guest earlier this year on my channel. Callie, would love to have you back. Let me know what your schedule is this summer. She does readings. She works, I believe, with angels, Kelly, if I remember correctly. You do messages. So and Kelly and I, when she was on my channel, we loved talking about Sedona, because I didn't live far from Sedona and she got to go there. So we have Sedona memories that we like to share. And Tom says, yes, we can make some plans. That is awesome. Let's see. I just hate how we are supposed to figure out what we want to do with the rest of our lives at 18. Yeah. I changed
Yeah.
my major a few times in college. I
Mm-hmm.
changed mine twice. Well, once, excuse me. It was art education. Then I fell in love with painting. I was like, no, I want this to be my life. And I switched over to fine arts. So, but yeah, you know, and
Yeah,
then
we have
too,
to decide the rest of our lives based
yeah,
on, you know, kids, basically. you know. And we look back, you think, oh, I wish I still had that energy, uh, the strength. What?
No, we're not laughing at you, Ramon. I'm sorry.
No,
Tom put a comment in chat, and I wanted to see if Jeff saw it. And I saw Jeff, and it's still like when you're in a classroom and one starts to giggle and then the other one starts to giggle. So I'm sorry. We
and the
weren't
professor
laughing at
gets
you.
pissed. Like, what's going on?
No, Ramon's our professor.
Share the joke with me.
Yeah. Well, Tom says Miss Taro D talks about beating herself up, and Jeff talks about beating himself off. So ah, Tom, what would I do without you? Oh my goodness, chat is jumping. Yes, Ramon said hello to everybody. Okay, I need to get. Okay, yes, it is on Amazon. What I know, I was able to find one of the links that Jeff provided in his about page. But when you click on there, you can find the rest. The link, Jeff, that you had didn't take me to some good writ, but it did take me to your last. I think it was your other book or your
Speaks for
Audible book.
itself.
Yes. So you can find, just go tap on that link down in the description, and then it'll probably lead you to the other ones as well, or to his store. So most definitely, yes, they are both are okay. So you already got that in there. Okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful experience. It was a very difficult time. That's why journaling is so powerful and it's so healing. I journaled for a good year after I got out of that hospital, and it was just so cathartic. It was so cleansing. Writing. Sometimes people write because they feel like they need to express their weaknesses, but when you look back and you reread some of your work, you just don't find you find the strength that you went, wow, I had strength when I wrote that. Back then you may not have seen it, but when you go back and you reread stuff, you're just like, you see where you were and where you are now. And that definitely, shows, the resiliency, all of us have, within us. um, so I know I'm going off a little bit on a tangent. I apologize. But I get very passionate when I talk about this stuff because I've experienced it quite a bit, since my 40s. Miss Taro D, I can't still my mind enough to write, so I'm really impressed by those who can. Yeah.
It doesn't have to rhyme, you know.
Mm-mm.
No, it's actually the best poems, in my opinion, are the ones that don't. The ones that you bury your soul when you're sincere, and then
Mm.
after that, I mean, that we when we write poems, and this is my case, I write whatever comes to my mind, and then comes the process of editing. You shorten it, still illustrate what you're trying to
Yeah.
express in a different order, and till it comes together. You get to that point that like, yes, this is what I meant.
Yeah. I've been working on this one poem for 2 days now. I have 4 or 5 sheets of paper. I just can't get it down because when I think I have it down, something else opens up and I go, oh, but I can go this way too. And so sometimes it takes a couple times around the block, for it to get fully, out, like last week's that I read. Make sure I didn't gain all those words out. Yes, it definitely does. And Karen said, I jotted down words my son said when he was young. I was so happy I did. They are hilarious. And Anne says, mind dumping on paper is so powerful. Yep. Just write whatever comes to mind, and that opens channels for more to flow. And if you can't write words or a string of words, even if it's just one word, like hurts, pain, doodles, or something, wait for it. It's something, just, you can't force it. Don't force it. Just let things to, you know, they will come out, and your, how do I put this? Your soul will know what to say, when to say it. And there's that connection. We think that there's a disconnect, but there really is that internal connection as well. So
Yeah, and that reminds me, what was I talking with? Um, I think I think it was Sherry from Voices
voices.
from the Swamp. We were talking about scrying, like scrying came up,
Mhm.
and I was telling her because she was saying that she has a crystal ball and she's having a hard time trying to scry with it. And I was telling her that sharing like an experience that we all have if you drive. You know, like sometimes you're driving and you kind of like don't know how you got home. And I realized one day that if especially like if I'm driving on highways, most of the time we're focusing on the lines and what's going around us. And just a simple thought, like I found myself like seeing scenes of things that I'm thinking of, and I get so much insight in that process, and it's like, and scrying is that way. If you are focused that you want to see something, you're not going to see it. You have to relax your mind, and you get to that point when you're able to get messages, to have insight. And that's what happens to all of us, I think, when we're driving. We're so relaxed, or we have our mind on something else, that's that moment that we get information. I think we all been through that. Has it happened to you?
Mm-hmm. You
And we're
can't
aware of the
focus.
turns and the lights and everything, but like our mind is somewhere else. And then you realize, how did I get home?
Disassociating. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So poetry is that way too. If you're like focusing, okay, I need to write a poem. I need it to be pretty. I need it to sound nice. It's harder than just doing it,
Mm-hmm.
It's opening your mind, and the message and the words will flow.
Free your mind, and the rest will follow. In the
Exactly.
words of En Vogue.
There you go.
There we go. Free your mind, and the
Free
rest
your
will follow.
mind.
And the
Uh-huh.
rest will follow. So, okay. Well, everyone knows when you come to the other channel, you're going to hear music. There's just no way around it. Um, so
Your
I
turn,
have
Heather.
news. Yeah, my turn. Oh, Sherry, we were just talking about you. Oh, that's too funny. Sherry just popped in the chat.
Hi,
Yes,
Sherry.
Ramon was. We're just talking about poetry, and some people, they want to write, and we're trying to say not to force anything, and just to let it flow naturally. And he brought up the conversation you both were having about scrying with your crystals, and then Miss Tarot D said that you have some big balls, and you were sharing one of them the other night, and yeah, there you go down the hill, and so this young lady right here was who I was spending the afternoon with at the park. Hello, Amanda, my dear. Thank you for joining. This is Ramon that I was talking to you about. And I don't know if you've met
Hi,
Jeff,
Amanda.
but this is Jeff. So I've known
Hi,
Amanda since
Amanda.
we were 24 years old, since 95.
Wow.
So her and I have been, yeah, we've been friends for that long. So the first one I wanted to share is there's no title, of course, but and these are always changing, and I get different ideas. But right now, I'm leaving it at this one here. Um, Sylphs pluck barren tree branches like harpist fingers across their strings. Can you hear the hymnals they sing with deep lament as they bear as they bear witness to our souls' labyrinthine descent, deeply rooted, swaying within, guiding wind and rain, dancing dervish patterns across sculpted sand dunes, bearing our ancient stories, books once burned, their truths now told in falsehoods, where great libraries once stood, translucent shadows whipping through temples, woodwinds, beads of unspoken prayers in hand, flames flicker within chambers where no air can get in. And this
Very
one
nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Did you have a vision of a past life there, Heather?
um I don't know. Actually, what really started this one was when we first had Ramon on. Ramon, you were reading a poem that said something about leaves whispering or talking to the wind, something similar. And I asked if
Mhm.
I go, "Oh, can I borrow that? And I want to play on that." And so I've taken a couple of those and I've broken them up into a couple different poems, trying to play on that idea. So that's one of the ones. And I'm noticing that I want to um, start working more with elemental, like nature based. For me, I know like with Jeff, he loves to do the political. He likes to, like Karen was saying, he likes the cheeky. For me it's all about the kind of the mystical, the earthy, the elemental, the magical. Um
The
so for
organic.
Are organic, very very textile, very sensual. I like this, creating scents and or feelings, of textures. I think I already said that. But just Shan loves them. He calls them cryptic. And for me, um, a lot of my writing also kind of was just really encouraged and inspired by, especially the early works of Tori Amos. I love Tori and how she writes her music, her lyrics. And when you read them, it's like, wait a minute, what is she talking? I mean, there's so many different layers or interpretations of her music. And so, um, like Amy Lee, she's an incredible songwriter, from Evanescence, Tori Amos, Ani DeFranco, just people who play Stevie Nicks on some of her songs. Beautiful play on words. Hosier, I love Hosier too. So I hear songs like "Take Me to Church." Oh my God, that song just kind of like blew open. I remember a couple days just writing, getting inspired after hearing that song. So for me, sights, certain phrases, nature. Right now, I'm working on something with the dusk, the dawn, the moon, and trying to, I might have to write a couple of different separate poems. I don't know if I can put them together, but it's a process. And so that one took a while to write too. Um, so I think I'm going to go ahead. I have um, another one that I've already shared with Jeff and Ramon and Nancy privately. But I'm going to go ahead and Ramon, your turn is next. So you can share your next piece. And hello, Joyful Journey. Oh, there's somebody else here too. Nada. Wait a minute.
999's here.
Oh, Bill's
He
here. Naja. I think I saw somebody named Naja. Harley is here. Um, Sherry is here. Sorry, Ramon. I just want to make sure that I don't, leave any. I
No,
don't
no, of course.
accidentally leave anybody out. There she is. Is it Naja? Hello.
Yeah, see, she's from my.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
right. Okay.
I just started using StreamYard. I mean, I've been using it. I'm good with technology, but I just discovered that you can see the comments. I feel so stupid
Oh,
because I was on private chat. I'm still a StreamYard baby,
yeah.
but I discovered you can see the. Oh God, yeah. All right. Anyway,
Yeah. I wish they would merge all chats so everybody can see everybody at the same time. But yeah, maybe they'll get to it.
huh. All right. Is it my turn? You said.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So this poem is based on something I noticed been happening to me lately. So uh, every night when I go to sleep, when you're on that point that you are not awake or you're not fully asleep, you're like in that weird moment that you're conscious but you're not there
Mhm.
either. Um, I researched it and I think it's called sleep apnea. I found myself that I'm falling asleep and then all of a sudden I gasp for air. It seems
Mhm.
like I stop breathing.
I do that
And
sometimes. Scares Shan.
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. And I find myself a lot of times going through that. So I'm gonna go to the doctor for that. But that happened to me last night. So that inspired me to write a poem about. And it's called I Die Every Night.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it says, each night is a unique funeral. I close my eyes and the world falls away like a fragile leaf torn from its branch as my random thoughts gets distorted. It's the silence that gets me. It gets under my skin. It slides under my pillow, and my heart beats slower, forgetting its purpose. My breath gaps, whispers, as a shadow of its daytime self. In that moment, before sleep, there is a deep fissure, an abyss where I am lost. Darkness spreads like ink, staining the edges of my consciousness.
Ooh.
The bed becomes a coffin, and I feel the weight of every unspoken word, every unfinished thought, pressing down on my pillow into the invisible rift underneath. I die in fragments, a little more each time, and I wonder if this is what it means to let go, to surrender to the void, to the emptiness that cradles me every night, like a mother to a child, like a lover to a hopeless thought, pulling me into an uncharted dimension that always feels like home. And yet, morning comes, and with it, resurrection. I rise as a ghost reborn. The night's death is a distant memory, but always lingering like smoke, a reminder that I am still here, still alive, still afraid. Each night is a funeral, each morning a rebirth, a cycle I cannot escape, a reminder that every sleep is a step closer to the end, but also every waking a defiance, a stubborn refusal to let the darkness win. That's
Come on. Finger
Yeah.
snaps, people. Finger snaps. Wow. If people
mic
are in
drop.
chat are going, what the hell does that mean? When you're at a poetry, reading, if the poet is really connecting with
Drop
people
the
and they're like
mic.
really, they snap. Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Oh,
that. I was
okay.
just following
Okay,
Didn't
you.
know that
Ramon was like, why is she
either.
snapping? But yeah,
I was just like following.
yeah. Holy
Yeah.
shit,
So
Ramon just took us to church. Yes. Yes,
no,
Amanda, we just saw that video last night. We watched it. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. Love that. It's by the Cutting Crew. Oh, and she said it was very haunting. Yes. But I love the line you said about the night falling like black ink across your paper. I love that.
yeah.
See, to me, that's
Darkness.
a
Yeah. It
visual
says.
ink. I'm an artist,
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
so what was the correct line? I think I got it wrong.
Yeah. It says darkness spreads like ink, staining the edges of my consciousness.
Oh, of your conscience. Oh my God.
Yeah. Darkness spreads like ink. Yeah.
That I love. And yes, Fatima, that was very good.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much. I'm happy
Thank
to share
you.
it with you all. It's the first time that
Oh,
anyone's
claro.
hearing it because I wrote it last night for the show.
Yeah. Snaps are the poet's clap. Yep, exactly. So, yep, and you're getting claps. The song is referring
Thank
to the Little Death. It's a song about infidelity. Oh, okay. I don't know which. Oh, yes. I died in your arms tonight. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Sherry
I
says
like the
the only.
one that came after that. The other one I like too. I've been in love before by Cutting Crew. That one I liked even more.
Oh,
Do you remember that
okay.
one?
Mm-mm.
I
There
bet you
was.
know. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
All right.
Let's see. Sherry says the only snapping I remember was from soap TV show from the 70s. One of the characters thought when he snapped his fingers, he disappeared. He didn't, but everyone pretended he did. Oh my God. Hello, Moira. Hello, hello. And says, so when is Ramon releasing a book?
Yeah, Ramon.
Mm.
I
I
know
don't
I
know.
want to.
Someday. Yeah, I would like to do, I don't know, maybe
Oh,
like a
thanks,
deck
Amanda.
combined with poetry.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting.
Yes. Wasn't there a reference in Dune to that the little death? I am not sure. Jeff, what you got next?
I have something called Isolation in Mourning. And it's mourning, mourning. Isolation in mourning, to wonder if another day is worth knowing. Too little, too late, are we forced to admit we're wrong? And besides, it's always darkest before the dawn. After the end, we resisted to envision, was so black and white to have crept up on us. Somehow, our dreadful denial persisted, and our souls on display, we lie in wait. Somehow, the test to know how long is to keep pushing boundaries. If we can't alter the monotony, we might as well find new rabbit holes to go down. Yet we've created more confusion, thinking we've tempted fate, or by not knowing if all along we were just biding our time until an eternal farewell still fed a deception of goodbye. And with nothing to show but the gift of life and time from which we recoil, hesitancy breeds more indecision. When you can't put a finer point on it, we make all the effort to clear our minds of all regret. Still the sun rises and sets, envelops the majesty of an earned respite, yet the protection of domesticity collapses under the promise that we can work through the isolation of mourning regret.
Beautiful. That was so cool. Beautiful.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just really in awe of my fellow writers. I just they both bring me such joy being able to share this with me, because there's a really wasn't any outlet, any place for me to share my work, and now I have wonderful people to share. And so yeah, beautiful. Jeff Karen said. Karen says that might be my next channeled song. Oh, she was talking about Snow Patrol. Shannon, I love that song.
Oh.
If we just lay here, I can't think of the name of the song, but I don't know if I know that
Chasing
one. Crack the
Cars,
Shutters.
or was it
Huh?
Chasing Cars? Was that the name
Yes,
of
Chasing Cars. Yes. Yeah, that's one of our favorite songs. And let's see, what did Holly say? She loved it. Yep. Amanda says, I can dig it. Okay. Nancy says, the isolation of mourning regret. I love that, Jeff. Wow. Okay. Well, I have something that I would like to share that I actually wrote during my little sabbatical when I didn't have a show with Jeff. I've shared it privately with a few of you, but I want to share it. So, Atanka is actually a haiku, but with 2 additional lines that are 7 syllables each. And after really working on this for several days, I finally got it down right, and I was so excited. I sent it to Nancy, to Ramon, to Jeff, and so I want to share this with everybody. Resting in the fires, embers smolder like moonstones. Tears hiss on the coals. Embracing my white hot bones, I exhale and surrender. So I
Oh, yeah, I
want to share.
remember that. Yes, I
Mhm.
remember that. I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you. Let's see, did I have and there's just one more haiku I wanted to share. Um and this is an actual haiku. The indigo sky, cloaked within aurora lights, the moon, her pendant.
Mm. You had me
And
at moon.
oh, I love the moon. I really love the moon, and
I
I've
love
got
the
some.
moon.
I love playing with the moon, and I have some coming up with. Yeah, to me, the moon is such a focal point. Like the moon, the sun, the stars. It's like, how many times can I rewrite something using, and express it differently, through a different perspective creatively. So, yeah. Damn, Heather, bringing the heat. Oh, thank you, Ange. Thank you, everybody. So, Ramon, you said you had 3.
Yeah, I have another one. So this one is based on something personal. I don't know how to swim. um, and since I was a kid, I always had this thing with an aversion towards pools, the beach. I don't like the beach. I was born in the Caribbean, beautiful beaches, but I I don't like the beach. Rivers, I mean, and one night I was in that state um that I was falling asleep, uh, but still kind of awake, and I had sort of like this, I don't know, it's a vision or premonition of a previous life in which I drowned, and like everything clicked. I kind of like realized that maybe that fear that I have towards body of waters stems from a previous life experience. So I I wrote a poem based on that experience when you're drowning, and it's called Descent. Underneath the surface, I see an imposter sky, a barrier of fractured liquid glass, splinters of light and breath scattered, murky and stoic. The world above morphs into a distant, evasive mirage, and with it my helpless hands, which once caressed my mother, which at times made art and bread, but now they're heavy and numbed by the chill, slowing down into faulted motion, while reaching desperately for a phantom memory of air. Bubbles escapes, bubbles escape my lips, tiny orbs of all sizes and shapes, fleeting into silence, leaving me with a crushing weight of drowned lungs and dark despair. Each heartbeat slows down, and I see under the sea a pathetic sun rays, golden darts that fail to transcend this fake firmament. Their warmth is a cruel mockery, its light a parody of hope, of a touch that quickly recedes, of a hug with a blade on my throat. Despair is a familiar feeling. Up there, I always found safety in sadness. Happiness was elusive and scary, a feeling that seldom lasted. And yet, melancholy always remained as it does right now. What am I saying? My thoughts unravel, tangled in ghostly seaweeds, lost to relentless currents, echoes within echoes of laughter, of love, of life. They all dissolve in the blue void, while in the cradle of the ocean, time distorts, warping around the slow burn of my surrender. Eyes wide open, forced to witness everything and nothing as I fade. The salty water stings, blurring my vision, tearing my resolve. There is no release, only the briefness of eternal wait. A final aching realization that the surface is an eternity away, and she, the deep sea, indifferent its indifferent in its expanse, will now claim me whole.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Good.
Wow.
So it's
Echoes of
that
That
the
was a lot
experience,
to take in.
drowning in the sea.
Whoa. Oh,
The blue void. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, the
And
blue void. Wow.
you know that there's this place in Puerto Rico. It's called El Morro. It's called the Castillo San Felipe del Morro, Castle of Saint Felipe of the Morro, and it's this beautiful, huge Spanish fort. I go there every time I go to Puerto Rico. I've been going there since I was a kid, and I never get tired of going there. There's this beautiful ancient cemetery at the bottom of the fort, and the sea surrounds it. It's amazing. And you know, when I was a kid, I used to have like visions of at a different time drowning, but it was, I don't know. I used to think it was just like thoughts, fantasies that came to my head.
Mhm.
But you know, once I had that vision, that premonition, I realized that, you know, it's my trauma comes from a past experience. So I try to share in this poem the feeling of going through that.
Wow.
And that's all the poems
I'm
that I
going to
have
have
for
to
tonight.
play these readings back this week and just be able to sit with them and just be able to fully digest them. Wow. Um, I know I was told I drowned in a past life, and in this life, which is interesting because I was told I had a past life where my brother killed me and drowned me. And in this lifetime, when I almost drowned, it was my brother who saved me and found me in time. And that's the only time I ever can really actually remember an honest out of body experience. I remember I can just see this brief snapshot of just myself going down underwater, and I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't scared. I just remember seeing myself. And then that's all I can remember. So I've been there with the drowning and stuff too. Yeah, this is just, and Moira said last week I dreamt I was drowning in shallow water. Something was weighing me down. Wow. And yes, his poems are fantastic. I mean, all of us readers have such unique ways of writing and putting words down and expressing our,
Thank you.
emotions and thoughts and dreams. Man, that's beautiful. And yes, Nancy, that's harrowing. Yeah. And Karen says, "Wow, Ramon, you are putting together a book. Possibly, you could seriously. Gorgeous writing. Yeah.
Keep inviting me, and I'll keep piling up poems, and I'll put something
Well,
together.
Ange said that she totally loves that idea, and she really thinks you should do it. And Ange also said, "I close my eyes when you all read your poetry. I love being drifted away with your words. So profound." Oh wow, thank you, Ange. And then I think Bill was offering some poetry as well. Um, so thanks for
I
sharing, Bill.
love Bill's poetry. I love his
Yeah.
channel. Yeah,
So Bill's
I met
actually
him through
going to
your
be,
show.
yes, and Bill's going to be coming
Yes.
back to join us next month. So very
Oh,
excited to have
awesome.
Bill back. Yes. Um,
And anyone
Bill
who's
had a
on the chat,
question the other night
and
about.
I'm
oh,
sorry, anyone who's on the chat who's watching our channels, if you want to share your poetry with us, reach out to any of us, and we'll be more than happy to have you.
mm-hmm. I always let people know. That's how I got Nancy on. Nancy's like, "Oh, I don't really write that well." I'm like, "Nancy, look
No,
at the beauty."
she writes
I
great. Oh my
know,
god,
and
I
Yeah.
love her
so.
poetry.
Mm-hmm. So
No,
Karen
no,
has
no.
Karen, it's been a while since you've been on, so you'll have to come and join Jeff and I again for. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Karen is joining us on her birthday. That's right, Karen. I have to check my calendar, but Karen's coming on to spend her birthday with us to do poetry, and Bill's going to do his best to join us on a Sunday night. There might be a wedding in the works that day, but he says if he can make it, he should be. Um, yeah, self-published. Well, the illustrations and stuff I heard cost money for color and whatnot, so kind of got to figure out how to. Geez, powerful. I guess we've been taking the church twice tonight, folks. Yeah, everybody just
Sophia.
loves your poems. Oh
Thank
wow,
you.
wow.
There's a chihuahua in the background.
Aw. See, Miss Taro D. Ramon has a chihuahua too. What's your
I have
chihuahua's
two.
name?
Thank you
Me
very
too.
much. I have two. Thank you very much.
Oh,
My chihuahuas, Mona and Sophia.
Mona
I
and
actually have
Sophia.
them on my phone right here.
Oh, look at how cute.
A, a
Oh
long-haired
my
chihuahua,
god.
that's Mona, and
Yeah.
Sophia is she's a Chihuahua Terrier mix. That's one who's barking right now.
Oh,
Yeah, they're my
how
babies. They're very
cute.
spoiled. I work hard to give them a better life.
Yes. And Karen says, I think I burned in a past life. Whew. I know I've drowned. Something to do with the
No.
Titanic. Let's see, Amanda. I was in a van that went off bridge and into water. So yeah. And Sherry said she almost drowned in the Gulf of Mexico when she was 12. Wow. Yeah, I've gotten caught in the undertow once before, and it was very frightening. Yes, Nancy was so good. She's very good. And look how everyone was saying I met Bill through Rain, and then people met through. I just love this community. I really do. Um, and so, alrighty. Now, have we all done our poems? Jeff, did you have an? Are you all good?
Yes. Hmm.
I'm good.
And Ramon had that was Ramon's third. I did a couple,
Yeah.
so Bill said, yeah, he wrote in this moment. Awesome. So haikus tonight. This is a challenge to do a haiku live because it takes me a while to go, count out my syllables. But if anybody has a prompt, please put it in the chat. And I think tonight, if we get a couple all at once, maybe we could kind of like pick and choose which ones might resonate most with us. I do have my new deck of cards called Heavenly Bodies for astrology. And I have one pulled for the first prompt that somebody gives us. And it is Uranus and radically change. So, haiku
So what are
syllables,
we doing?
Karen.
We're
So, what
Are
we
they
have
giving
people
us a
do now.
word and we do a haiku based on that, or
Yep.
are we
So,
using the cards?
well, it depends. Usually, Jeff and I have been using both a card we pull and a prompt. But if you just
Mm-hmm.
resonate with the prompt and you don't want to pull a card, um,
Hmm.
that's it's whatever we feel creatively drawn to write on. And yes, Karen, the haikus are mystery. There we go. We got one. I like that word, Ange. Who was it last week that put up stinky? Someone actually used the word. I'm like,
Harley,
okay,
maybe?
that was Harley. Harley, was that you?
Wasn't it?
I think so. That was fun trying to work that in there. So, um, mystery it is, and it's 575 for the haikus. Um,
Right.
so
And they
Moira
can't
put in.
rhyme.
Oh, it can't rhyme. Oh, that's
No,
right.
well, traditional
Tradition.
haiku does it can't rhyme, but
Does not rhyme.
Okay.
it's-
Okay,
yeah,
Moira,
but
I
I
did
mean,
see yours first, so I went ahead and I started, and we'll use that as our next prompt, unless Jeff, you resonate with the word toy box. I'm afraid to kind of give that to Jeff.
Yeah, I was
I
all
mean,
excited.
and I got Uranus.
Yeah, see? Someone's
I, I,
playing a
I,
joke
I,
on
I don't
us.
want to touch that one, not with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, I
So I'm
do.
gonna. Oh, he does. So if you want to take that, run with it. Go ahead. So, okay, Fatima, I'll highlight yours. Um, I'll start yours. And okay, I have got to focus now. Yes, Jeff's influence on this show tonight. Yes. So I'm going to mute myself. We have a haiku from Samantha. Hello and welcome, and hello, Viviani. The wind of changes, the changes are within us with such grace and love. That's beautiful, Samantha. Thank you for sharing. And I got your another prompt. Thank you, Ange. We need a soundtrack. You know, Moira, stay tuned. I have somebody who's interested in possibly doing some musical ambience while we are writing and while we are reading. Stay tuned.
That's a great idea.
Uh huh.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. So you know who you are in chat. Give me a holler. We gotta work that out. Um, Ramon, are you ready? Or are you still working on your?
Yes. I just finished. Yeah. So it mystery is the prompt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And haiku, we know it's 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables. I pulled a card for it, and it's the Six of Swords. And this is a card about um, moving to calmer waters, traveling, changing your situation from one that you had to cut off to something new, but you don't know what you're going to face in.
Uh oh. I think we lost you again, Ramon. Oh
Okay,
nope. There.
am I here?
I think you are. You're moving. You're a little blurry. You're slowly moving. There you are. Oh, sorry about the siren, everybody. Nope, Ramon's going to come back. He doesn't look too happy in that picture. Should I take a snapshot for him? Ramon. Oh, you're there.
Am I
You
back?
just unfroze.
My
Yes.
God. I
You
was
sat there for a
freezing the
little bit.
most exciting
Oh,
moments, right?
you're like, I'm like, I should take a snapshot. You did not look happy. Go ahead, my dear. Uh oh. I think he froze again. Oh. So while we're waiting, I think Nancy shared hers. Mystery surrounds, angry storm clouds aloft. Birds hover there. That's nice, Nancy. Bill said, flowers broke a vase, blue moons orbit your.
Am I back?
Yes, you are. Oh, Bill, do I have to say that? Blue moons orbit your anus. Sentiments ring true. Oh, between you and Jeff. Yes, you are back.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm back. All right. So as I was saying, Six of Swords, moving from a situation that you was no longer serving you, you're going into a. Oh God.
It's weird. It's like somebody doesn't want you reading your poem. It's like it's the energy of Uranus. Oh. Yeah, that's funny. I know everybody. We're all like adults, but yet we're like hee 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 hee. You know. I think Ramon might have to come back. We'll give him a second. So I was making sure. So just really quick, I did a haiku. So in the card again, I pulled was the Uranus card, radical change or radically change, and I have Oh wait a minute, I didn't finish it yet. Sorry guys. What did you get, Jeff?
Treasure chest. Well, I got the Six of Pentacles, which is giving to get, but I think about it as an allowance for a child because I saw in the regular Rider-Waite, that exchange with what I consider are two children, but it doesn't have to be. It's just someone endowed with money and some people not. Treasure chest laid bare, monkey wrench in the toy box, not pure in thought crime.
That's a haiku. Ramon and I are like, you sure?
Treasure chest laid bare, treasure chest laid bare. Monkey wrench in the toy box.
Yeah.
Not pure in thought crime.
Thought crime.
Someone's having unpure thoughts about, or the
Thought
boy's
crime.
having unpure
Okay.
thoughts.
Okay. Alrighty.
Sorry.
And according to Karen, she's let us know that Uranus is rebellious. Thank you. Okay, Ramon, go for it. Uh-oh. Ramon, are you playing with us? Are you frozen again? Stop questioning him, Heather. Oh, he's moving again.
Okay. I apologize. There's something going on with the internet tonight.
Oh, I've had plenty of that in the past. No worries. We all do.
All right.
Okay.
I missed that. That was with Mystery?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want to?
So,
I
I'm
know
not
you're
gonna
frozen, but do you want to read it? We can hear you.
Am I frozen? I can see
Yes.
you moving.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Am I moving?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. I'll be back, I guess.
Oh,
on.
you know, his house is, got paranormal
Your makes a
activity.
valid point.
Yes, Ramon, you have paranormal activity in your house, so your poetry and stuff might be attracting energy. It could be that little child having fun.
Yeah,
with
for
you.
those that don't know, I only heard about this the other night when I watched too. Ramon has a child running upstairs. To the Geraldine Fibbers toy box. All right, Tom. Hold on.
I think Jeff needs to listen to the. Oh, I don't even know if I want to go there.
Geraldine Fibbers. What are we doing now?
I don't know. So I'll share mine. I'll wait to see if Ramon comes back. He's spinning. Just so if you can hear us, Ramon, you're a black screen and we can see it. The little white spinner. A spooky child. Yes, he does have a spooky. He's got some spooky stuff going on. So for me, I have changes in the void. Uranus glows aqua green. A mystery spins. And that's what I have. Staring at Ramon is what we are doing, Jeff. So while we are waiting, let's see, you used Toy Box. So you took Moira's. I'm going to, Fatima suggested Vessel. Let's see. And Bill still. So I guess, Bill, you're not doing the haiku. No. Bill, we're doing haiku tonight. Get the program. Blurry Ramon. Could we write a haiku on that keyword? Blurry Ramon. You could. I don't know how Ramon.
That would take up 3 syllables already. These are.
Ooh, I pulled the card for air, which has open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So I like air. I just love this deck. It's so very soft and light.
2 of Swords, denial, or if it were reversed, denial. Excuse me.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
Egypt.
Uranus. Well, I see some of the pictures, and I think it's kind of got like a greenish hue to it, doesn't it, Karen? So I just liked how I heard the aqua green in my head. So I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna spin with it. I'm gonna spin with it, baby. So prompt. DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my baby. I was hoping maybe if I start singing some Madonna, Ramon might pop back on. Or another song too that's great is If God Was a DJ by Pink. That's a great song too. There's Ramon. See, I knew if I was going to start singing Madonna, I would bring Ramon back to the party.
The miracle of music.
Yep. And she said, I'll be the DJ. And I went, hey, Mr. DJ, put a record on. I want to dance with my
And I popped
baby.
up.
Yeah. And
I
then you popped
apologize.
up.
Yeah, it's something with a structure, and I have an extender, and they were using it on the birthday party, and I just moved it over here. So hopefully, I should have a better signal now.
Okay. So we're just working on the latest prompt, but if you want to go ahead and share your last poem that you didn't get a chance to read.
I'm
Did you
afraid to
fall
show the
asleep?
I'm afraid to show the card again. Every time I show this card, the signal went away. So the prompt was mystery, and I was talking about the Six of Swords, and I was talking that this is a card moving on from a situation that no longer served you, and you were going into a new one. And a lot of the times, that new one is full with things that are unknown. They are mysterious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very uh, powerful card because you're combining the swords, which is air, uh, the mental process, the logic, and they're voyaging, they're traveling over water, which deals a lot with emotion, intuition. And uh, the haiku that I wrote says, Veil of dusk descends, voyage through the unknown sea, mystery unfolds.
Ooh.
So it's that voyage, over traveling through the emotions, using your intuition, which is what water represents,
Mm-hmm.
and using that element of air, logic, to be able to make your decisions. But the path Anything that is ahead is totally unknown, is a mystery. Like a prayer says, life is a mystery.
Mystery. Everyone must stand alone.
Exactly.
I hear you. Sorry. I could just keep singing.
Mhm.
Tom did someone offered a prompt called, and they said, here's a prompt, blurry Ramon. So Tom went ahead and wrote glitchy connection. A blurry Ramon is shown blushing from Jeff's prose.
Oh my God. Wow.
Come on, Tom, you gotta join us. But you know what was interesting?
No
Moira
one's
pointed it.
ever no one's ever written a haiku for me.
Well, there you go. Tom is your first.
There you go. Wow.
Wow. See, Moira said, blurry Ramon, could we write a haiku on that keyword? Let's see. But Moira said you had the Seven of Swords, which is moving on and transitioning. And she says, you have disappeared on us. So you took that boat.
Yeah, Six of Swords. Six
And
of
you
Swords.
left
But
us.
yeah. But you know, the universe works in mysterious ways. Maybe that to be able to get a haiku written for me, that had to happen, right?
There you go.
There you go.
And Bill's still writing non-haiku in the chat. Bill, I'm going to put you in the naughty corner. And really, between you and Jeff, come on now.
Oh my God.
That's not a response.
I have to do a raw haiku show, like raw topics, right? Raw and unfiltered.
Ow. Sorry. Oh, yeah.
Bill's and my style are somewhat similar.
Yes, they are. It's
I just realized
eerily similar.
Yeah. Crude and real.
Yeah. So Fatima went ahead and so Jeff took Moira's toy box. I didn't know if you wanted to do toy box, but Fatima put vessel. And I believe
Vessel.
Jeff and I are working on vessel. So
okay, I'll write vessel.
I like that word vessel. So I'm not going to touch the toy box tonight, Moira. Those kind of prompts, I'll leave that to the professionals. Although Heather used to write some erotica stuff when she was younger. Never shared it with anybody, but it's not like I'm a blushing, I'm just going to retain that for myself. So yeah. I mean, people may not believe it.
Yeah. I got one for vessels.
You got for what? For what?
For vessels. For vessel, I got one.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Was it plural vessels or just vessel?
Is a vessel is a vessel as a ship or a vessel as a container?
Like a blood vessel?
I think it's a consent. I think it's, and remember last week we were playing around with some of we could add like vessels. We can play around with the word, like Harley had stinky. I wasn't going to use the word stinky, but I did use the word stink, in my poem. So
I did. All right. Well, I got blood vessels that pop, yearning, never laid to waste, hard up in warm spot.
Jeff, what the? I'm going to have to talk to you backstage, aren't I? Jeff and I need to have a little. No, just kidding. It's funny. He says, Tom says I can't. I said I can't either. Okay, bye, Naj. I hope I sang your name right, Naja. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you, Naja.
It's Naja?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll say Naja, but it's not.
I think it says how it's pronounced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, 18 and over poetry night. So Bill did finally do a haiku. Thank you, Bill. Frozen ghost, screen air, chains clatter, mystery waters, breathing into life. There you go. That was that hard, Bill. That was awesome. I'm still working on mine, so I should be quiet. There was another form of haiku though that had 7 or 9 syllables. It was like 579 or something like that. Okay, I'm gonna go. Mine's fine. Wait a minute. What was this here? Once he said, "I went with blood vessel. I knew exactly where he was going." Oh, okay. Moira, that one has already been taken. Miss Tarot D beat you to that punch right at the beginning of the show. So for me, I have for vessel, a stone vessel waits, ancient air sealed within, learning from mystics. And that's the one I have. Jeff, I'm just wondering if maybe during the week I'll have people email me or they can email you prompts ahead of time. And then we can pick the ones, or do you prefer just plucking them right out of the chat? Live?
Either way, whatever gets the most involvement, I'm for.
Just a thought.
We're both.
Thank you, Karen.
Okay, I got one vessel. This one's inspired on the Eight of Cups, and this is Saturn on Pisces. So this is about recovery from trauma, going on a new path, leaving things behind, especially cups. Cups represent emotions. And the one I wrote is vessels in moon's gaze, footsteps carve a silver path, night's journey begins. So
Ooh.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
Carves a silver path. I love that.
I like, yeah.
Yeah, so he's carving, he's forging a new path, carving a new path under the moonlight. And it's a journey, the journey from the night, from the night to the light, from the night to the day, from the unknown, the darkness, into clarity, into brightness, into something new. Yeah.
Tom has
Very
one.
nice. I saw that. Hold this paid in well, a working to clear the air, sealed with wax and thread. Ooh, I like that last part.
Sealed with wax and thread. I love
Some
it.
stuff. I love that.
That was
I
really
may have to
good.
borrow that, Tom. I like that. Sealed with wax,
And thread. We all like that.
And Bill offered another one. Blood pumps it up. A dance between two birds. Cats skip rocks on air.
That's beautiful too.
I didn't see but he didn't use vessel, but that's okay. He used the one. You'll be hearing from my lawyers, Heather. Oh, come on now. Ramon didn't do that to me when I borrowed one of his lines.
No.
No, we're all good. So yeah, I think that one was the best one for me so far tonight. The one that I wrote. That's cool. I'll have to save that and play around with it a little bit later. So
Next prompt.
Next prompt is unspoken memories. Oh, wait a minute, really quick too. Nancy, I forgot. Powder blue toy box sitting in the scorched sun, too hot to handle. Because, Mama, I'm too hot to handle now. Kiss around. Well, it's too hard to handle, but I had to put a little black crows in there. Thank you, Nancy.
Really
so
nice.
It is unspoken memories.
Unspoken memories.
Yep.
Unspoken memories. That's 6 syllables right there.
And the
Let's
card I
see.
pulled up, the last one was water, and I got this time, I mean air. This time I got water. And other words in here that you, if anybody wants to use:
Hmm.
spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. I love this. And that's exactly what we have been discussing tonight, expressing, having compassion for ourselves, for what we've experienced in our lives from our past, honoring those emotions, how it involves our spiritual connection with our higher selves or our higher power, and using our intuition to write and to sit with those emotions and express them through our watery nature. So here we go. Tom, sharing is caring. Yes, it is. Okay. Good night, Fatima. Thank you for being here. I know I keep saying Fatima, but I know you pronounce your name Fatima, so I will try not to keep messing up your name, my dear. But thank you again, always, for your support. You're so appreciated. So, unspoken memories. see. Hello, Veronica. Veronica, I will make sure that Ramon sees that comment. I'm going to start for. Oh, she says, Ramon, thank you so much for your dedication to teach tarot and the importance of passing this knowledge. I have learned so much from you, so thank you from my soul. Well, that's beautiful,
Thank you
Veronica.
very much, Veronica. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And I do
That
it
was
with that
one.
same purpose to, share knowledge. Because I was at that point once when I started in tarot that I didn't know where to go. And that was the purpose of doing those videos, um, to try to condense all that information and share it. So I'm so happy you're enjoying it. And I hope it keeps bringing blessings to your journey. So thank you.
That's beautiful. Oh, Nancy, I hope you're okay, my dear. Not in the right headspace tonight.
Oh.
It's all right, dear. You don't have to. If it's not there, it's not there. Let's talk a little bit later if you want. So if when you gentlemen were ready.
I think I have something. Let's see. Unspoken memories was the prompt, right?
Mm-hmm. And you were able to break it up too. When we get the words like that, we can kind of
Yeah,
break it
yeah.
and play around.
That's
That's
what I
what I
did.
did.
That's what I actually did. And I pulled a card, and it's the Six of Cups. And this card is the Sun in Scorpio, and this talks about childhood memories, uh, trying to to embody again that sense of innocence, but also kindness, joy, and bringing out your inner child. And I thought of, those things that are part of our childhood memory that we never shared, that are secret to us, and that had never been voiced, right? So the haiku I wrote was whispers of the past, unspoken dreams in silence, memories unvoiced. 575. So we have a lot of things from my childhood, um, that we've never shared, that we've built upon, And what I find interesting is that he is also a child, but he seems to be like a bigger person, right? So this is an invitation of us, the present self, bringing that positivity to the inner child that we still keep.
Mhm.
If you see back here, there is a soldier that's walking away.
Now, let
So
me put you
this
on the
is,
big screen.
yeah,
There we go.
you see a soldier right here walking away, an adult. So this is also an invitation to, you know, let go of the adult, bring your inner child out, but at the same time, um, forgive yourself,
Hmm.
give yourself the opportunity to bring out those things that we've kept repressed from our childhood, and move forward. Yeah, this is a beautiful card. This card is the Sun in Scorpio, and Scorpio is, the traits of Scorpio is, about being very private, very secretive, um,
That was
especially
my
with
daddy.
really,
My daddy was
especially with
Scorpio. Yeah.
yeah, especially with subjects that they consider very near and dear to their persona, and this Sun in Scorpio is about bringing light into those traits and bringing them out, so any any things that we still have repressed, consciously, unconsciously, shed some light on it and let it out, you know uh and, it's we were talking earlier, about decisions that we made as adults based on our younger selves, our child self in a way, you know, and we blame ourselves. We always blame ourselves for decisions that we made in the past. So forgive that child those decisions and move forward. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, that's one of my decisions. I was a child. I was about, I think, seven, maybe 7, 8, and I keep thinking back at that moment. What if I had done this? You know, would And I get it. I totally get it. And I wanted to share this with you because when when Ange had put up the prompt for unspoken memories, Karen said, I thought to myself, watch the 6 of Cups come out, and you pull the 6 of Cups.
Look at that.
And that blew her mind. And Veronica, yes, walking away from the past. And we just had that card, the 8 of Cups before. So this is continuing the walking away. Um, Pluto energy, I am not sure. I'm not super familiar with the astrology. Um, Really quick, Tom has shared he had the 8 of Swords with unspoken memories. Taken from me, Yun. Regret is a quilt I
I
make.
like this.
Silence equals death. Oh my goodness. So I see what you did. Unspoken memories, kind of like the title. And this is, oh wow. I love regret is a quilt I make. Wow. See, Tom, you're going to have to
That's
join us
really good.
too. Not
Yes.
only provide the music for us, but you're going to have to, write this
Oh,
as well.
you just revealed the person.
Uh huh. See what I did there?
Aha.
Put you in the hot seat, Tom, didn't I? Tom and I both have a love of Depeche Mode, and we talk about electronic music and music from the late '80s and stuff. And so we've been talking about doing something fun with music during our show. So yes. And Karen says yes, and very loyal and fixed in emotions. It's hard to let go, which makes the death card super ironic for Scorpio. So death is a listen, I think. Yeah. And she goes, I knew it was Tom. Yeah, we all did. Um, so Jeff, would you like to share?
Yep. I didn't draw a card for this, but not verbalized. Therapy invasion. Unspoken memories cried.
Oh wow. Hmm. I'm so blessed to have a counselor. I've had her for 7 years now. She's kind of like family for us, for me. She knows a lot. She was there when something really dark happened to me, and when you mentioned, the unspoken, not being able to verbalize, she is the only person in my life who I've been able to open up and share things with that not even Shan knows, and he's my partner. We've been together for over 20 years now, and it's just amazing that if you can find that one person who can hold that space for you and make you feel that safe enough to be able to share these deep emotions and pain and trauma and even the good memories too. But that made me think of her, and how grateful I am, Jeff, for her. So thank you. um, Bill.
So
Oh, go ahead.
so some we were talking about how sometimes we kind of like punish ourselves based on decisions that we made that we didn't have the information from. A good example and something that happens to me is that, you know, it's not that much of a regret, but, you know, I wish I could go back and see the teachers that who I had since first grade, and tell them how much I'm grateful for everything they
Mm-hmm.
taught me.
Me too.
And I remember each one of my teachers from kindergarten till college, and so much of who I am, things that I learned. I remember like so many vivid details those moments when professors told me like, that's not how you say it, or do this. They are so ingrained in my life that I wish I could go back and thank them, and let them know how much they impacted my life.
Same.
Yeah.
I actually was given that chance, not to take us off too much of a tangent, but when I was a sophomore in high school, I had to go to a different school than my alma mater for 1 year. And the teacher there for art was very strict on mechanical drawing, measurements, fractions, all that stuff. And for me, I had a hard time understanding that. I was not good with math. Um, I did very poorly, even though my art was good. I did poorly because he says I shouldn't have to explain something to you more than once or twice. And at
Mm,
that same time, I was going through a relationship my mom had with somebody that was very volatile at any time. I had just lost a cousin who had gotten killed by a car. Um, and I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I mean, I had a lot of stuff going on that year, and my art was supposed to be my outlet, my sanctuary, and the one classroom, that was supposed to be my refuge, turned out to be, is like, oh my God, what's he going to say to me today? And so at the end of the year, I had, asked him, do you think I would be, you know, good with art moving? And he goes, moving forward, he goes, it'd be good as a hobby, but you're not going to make he goes, I don't, no. He said, I don't think you can going to make yourself out of anything out of art. He goes, maybe a hobby, but nothing else. And
wow.
he goes, you're not bad at painting. He goes, maybe you can do that. And the following year, I went back to my alma mater, and my next class I had to take to continue for my art, diploma was that exact same type of class, all straight mechanical. I went to Mr. Skamaka and I said, listen, I'm not going to be able to take this class. Why? And I told him. He was very easygoing. I told him, and he goes, you know what? He goes, I don't care if I have to explain it to you 10,000 times. If that's what it takes for you to get it, he goes, that's what we'll do. Keep coming up here until you get it. And I did that for a while. By that first semester, I had 100 average. And
Nice.
then all
Yeah.
those years
Power
later, I
words.
always wondered, I just wish I had the chance to see this teacher again, to tell him how what he told me almost destroyed, but I could continue forward,
Mm-hmm.
graduating from high school with my art award, going to college, getting my degree. And would you know, I think it was about 5 years ago, I went to an art opening up here in Niagara Falls. Guess who was there with his wife who had artwork on display? That teacher. This was from
Wow.
88 when I had him as a teacher. And I started shaking. I started trembling. I'm like, do I walk up to him? And I said, no, I have to tell him. And I wasn't angry. I just said, Mr. Puffpath. He goes, yes. I said, I know you're not going to remember me. And I explained to him everything. And the look on his face, just being happy, saying, oh, you're a student of mine. And then and he looked at me and he goes, I did not say that to you. And I said, sir, yes, you did. You didn't know what was going on in my life at the time. I struggled. And he goes, no, he goes, I would never say that to a student. And I said, you did to me, sir, but I just want you to know this is what I did after that year. And I told him about my accomplishments. And he almost started crying. And he said, well, my dear, I'm so sorry. But let me also say to you, I am very proud of you. How that flipped all those years later.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
And
the teachers, I wish I could go back and say, oh, thank you for the support, but and ended up being that one teacher who almost completely destroyed my yeah. So that was a
wow.
gift from the universe. So that's just something I wanted to share. And yes, I
That's a
think I might
wonderful
have just
story.
overly shared. I hope I didn't take too much time from.
No, that's a wonderful story.
So yeah, I haven't seen him again since, but I was able to heal that, you know. And I told him, please, I don't want this to hurt you or to make you feel bad. You didn't know what was going on in my life. I couldn't really talk about it. I said, but I just wanted to let you know, look what I did. And when he told me I'm proud of you, that was just like the dynamics just changed and the healing
Hmm.
just like that now. So,
Instant.
mhm.
And it was a validation of your own courage, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I've been blessed with not so great teachers, but a majority of them have been very, very supportive. Um, so for my unspoken memories, I broke up the two words and a little revealing here, but midnight memories, unspoken lust and longing, his music, my muse. And I'll leave it there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Music and lust. Wow.
Unspoken lust and longing, his music, my muse.
Mm.
He was. Anyway, oh, I don't know if anybody remembers the band, the heavy metal band Slaughter, but the lead singer Mark Slaughter. Oh,
Mm.
yeah, he was my guy back in the day. Mike drop
Up
Heather.
all nights, all day.
Up all night, sleep all day, fly to the angels and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then not long after, well, about 10 years later, their guitarist actually got killed in a car accident. And so now when they do that song, they do it in his honor, in his memory. So it's mine was yours was geometry.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
horrible.
I
I have
yeah,
a gross motor skill problem, so I was bad at anything art, but also bad at visual spatial.
yeah,
I have gross motor skills. Like so anything that involved shapes or gem or anything like that, I was horrible
yeah,
because I had whatever was termed gross motor skills. So then they would treat it by making you feel patterns and shapes and running your hands on contours. It's very bizarre, but
Mm.
it didn't take. I couldn't. And as a child, I was horrible.
yeah. Math was my worst subject. I could write, I can do my art. I love being in choir. I did everything, but when it came to, yeah, I and Tom fucking Slaughter, excuse me, we're all allowed, and you don't have the kind of voice he did back then. But anyway, so we are at 9:56, and we have actually one prompt left. Do you gentlemen want to take it?
Yeah, let's take
All
it.
right.
I'll do
And the
it.
last round is from Miss Nancy, and it's Greyhound.
Greyhound.
My Lilu was a greyhound. Was a part greyhound or whippet mix. Oh, Nancy, I'm thinking about my Lilu. Everyone's like, "Who's Lilu?" Well, I have two doggies. Well, I have more than just two doggies in heaven, but she was she was something else. Nope, you don't want. So I'll play catch up with y'all. I did a little. Oh my goodness, there they are. Okay, so this was my Lilu. She was a little whippet
Ah.
greyhound mix. So that was my
Um.
Lulu. And well, even and there's she down there too.
Hmm.
And I will show you Piper on another show. Alrighty. Greyhound. Oh boy, I wish I could afford a Greyhound and go visit a bunch of y'all. Get out of the falls for a while. Greyhound bus. Yep. Hey, Sherry, you're still here. Oh, I love you too, Tom. Um, you got one, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one too.
Breeding, fighting back, survival of the fittest, betting on greyhounds for cash.
People need to stop betting on animals. That's not what they're. So many poor greyhounds have to be.
That's what came to mind. Yeah.
Have to be euthanized because they get worked to the point where they're near death, and yeah. So, you got something, Ramon? Or are you still working on yours?
I got one, and it's amazing because I pull the full card, and you know the full card. This is Uranus energy, and Uranus is an energy that it's about rebellion, new starts, drastic changes, and Uranus actually rules over Aquarius. But in this case, it's amazing that this card came up because we have a dog right here, right? And the dog to me is such a mysterious character in this card because we in reality we don't know if the dog is warning him or is actually encouraging him. And I have two dogs, and from the body language of this dog I always feel that it's actually encouraging him, like go forward, do it, not really warning. But yeah, so the haiku that I wrote is: swift shadow in flight, greyhound glides
Ooh.
in silent pause, grace in motion's form.
Wow. Silent pause.
Pause. Yeah.
Pause.
So these little paws right here, they're silent but powerful, right? This little character right here, I feel sets in motion the whole journey of the fool through all the major arcanas, right? He had an idea, right? He made a choice of going out there, but it's this little character that I always feel puts everything in motion. Yeah.
That's cute. I love how that came up. Me, I forgot to pull a card. I just saw Greyhound and went for it, so I don't have a card pulled. But immediately when I saw the Greyhound, I automatically thought of the Moon card from the tarot. And I wrote moonlight soft and gray onto a mirrored surface, the wolf and hound play. I know it's not supposed to rhyme, but
That's how it came out. That's how you expressed it.
Yep. I love that. Moonlight soft and gray onto a mirrored surface, the wolf and hound play. It's okay. I've run plenty of poems for you, for kitties. So, oh, in case people were wondering who I'm talking about, he joined us. My muzzy.
That's your Snuffles.
This is my Snuffles, everybody. And everyone was like, who's Snuffles? We learned last week that Snuffles is the black cat on the Queen of Wands.
It was actually a real cat. It was a cat of Edith Craig, who was a friend of Pamela Coleman Smith, and originally the idea was to have a leopard, but Pamela Coleman Smith used a cat instead, and the cat has been a subject of a lot of interpretations, and like I mentioned, some people say that it's the dark side of Venus, others say that it's the feminine aspect, intuition, divine guidance. It really means what it means to you, but the fact is that it was an actual cat, a black cat, and I showed a photo of the real Snuffles, beautiful cat. Yeah, so, and it looked like just your kitty, so that's your Snuffles.
Oh, Let's see here. Greyhound, uncomfortable, over the state line. I'm lost, but you are sleeping. Only a slight theft from Simon and Garfunkel. Okay. Hey, I get inspired from music and lyrics all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've taken lines from, like, you know, The Cure, Smiths, Evanescence, Tory, any songs that I hear, they have a beautiful, like for me, Ramon and I were talking about our favorite Madonna song in backstage, and I love Frozen. Just the words, the way she crafted that song with the lyrics, just absolutely. So for I just yeah, when I want to write certain types of poems or do certain types of paintings, if I'm in the mood, I'll know what songs to play to get me there, to inspire me to get that, to make it to happen. And really quick, Ange says, looking forward to Oraculum over on Ramon's channel.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's a show I'm having soon. In which it's live readings and I'm combining different divination tools at the same time. Something I normally do. I love combining
hmm,
tarot with geomantic sticks with dice, and that show's going to explore all of these different
that's gonna
forms
be
of
a great
divination.
show. Hmm.
Thank you.
Will you be having guests on, or is that just going to be solely you doing readings?
I have a second show that is going to be called In Orbit with, and that's more of a show of inviting guests, interviewing them,
I
talking
like
to them
that, in
about the
orbit.
journey, their path. Yeah, maybe some readings as well. And with Oraculum, I'm I might have some guests. Yeah, I would like to have some guests because it's that's the whole point. Is bringing insights,
I
different
volunteer.
divination tools. I'll have you. Yes,
I
I'll have you
volunteer.
both.
Shameless
And
little, not
and
shameless, but no,
actually,
I
on
would
both
be honored.
shows, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'd be
yeah. I
honored.
would love to have you both, and anyone who wants to come in, I will. I'll be honored to
We
have
just
them
gotta
as my
get
guests.
Ramon's feet wet in the world of live streaming.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been in a good amount of lives by now, but like being the admin of a live, that's something different.
Oh yeah, people
Yes.
think it's easy, but it really isn't. Especially when your chat is jumping. And
Mm-hmm.
I almost missed this, Bill. Oh my goodness, talk about sensory overload
Yes.
with toilets and stuff tonight. Bus filth. Now we can do that with now traditionally with haiku, they can't be just individual. I mean, we can create it and do it however we want artistically, but
It has to be a sentence. Yeah.
it would have to be a single.
It has to be continuous. Yeah.
Okay, but bus fill small
But
thin
that
bag.
could be
Hmm.
neo haiku,
There you go.
right? A new
Neoku. But
a new format.
when I say the word
Neo
Neo, I
haiku.
think of Keanu Reeves from The Matrix. Oh, Neo.
Right, yep. Neo. Neo
Oh,
haiku.
Neo haiku.
We might
We.
yeah, we might have just forged a new style.
Hey, you never know. Let's see. I read Tom's. Here's Karen's. Greyhound, Eight of Swords, running free someday. My soul whispers, run away, but here I remain. Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah. Dane Har- Dane, haikus are tough. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
You go. I kept rhyming. I had to edit. Well, it's okay. We're taking creative license.
Hmm.
Um, but that was our last prompt for the evening. We are at 10:09. So, Ramon, thank you for
Thank you for
joining
having
Jeff
me.
and I. And
Yeah.
do you have any special shows you want to share coming up this week?
Yes, on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a live. Actually, that'll be without realizing it's actually my first live. It's called Gemini Birthday Shenanigans, and it's just
That's right.
yeah, just Hershey, Karen, and me. We're all three of us are Geminis, and we're just gonna be talking about everything Gemini. What
Very
are
cool.
the stones associated with Gemini? What things Gemini is like? Just sharing some of our stories. So it's gonna be fun. Yeah, and I have a lot of shows coming up all the way through like mid June.
Yep.
Um, Yeah, I'm just trying to pull
A
here.
para oracle with me. We're going to read on the black
Yes, yes.
in
Mm-hmm.
England. That's going to be interesting.
Yes,
So I'm
that's
looking forward to getting
on.
back into the paranormal stuff.
Yeah. Let me check my. Yeah,
I
so that's
always
on Tuesday. That's on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Ours is on Tuesday at 8 p.m. So on the same day, I'm having another live with you. And then Oraculum's coming up very soon. And then a scavenger hunt with Hershey again and Karen. Yeah. And then,
oh, you're going up against Karen?
yes. And I'm very
Oh.
confident of my what I have.
Oh, Karen.
Well,
So
this
you
I'm
better
sorry.
watch out,
Karen,
Karen.
Karen, girl, I love you, but girl.
I'm coming Karen, I'm coming nuclear for you.
Ooh. Fighting words. All righty. He will get me.
She'll beat me,
Oh
most
my
maybe.
goodness, that's going to be a great one. And then hopefully at some point we'll start doing the teams because Tom and I are the very first team. So we're ready to take on whoever the first team uh, comes for us. We got this, Tom. We got this. That was definitely a challenge issue. Yep.
Look at what
Mm-mm.
Nancy said. Ramon is great at talking trash.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Ramon doesn't write trash, but he sure loves to talk it. Oh, and Jeff, what you got coming up?
Nothing yet.
Well, you do your mornings, right? Usually you try to jump on in the mornings and talk about politics and whatnot before work.
I'm focusing on the third book right now, trying to get that out. So the lives and everything else, as strange as it might seem, are actually taking less of a priority for me, although you wouldn't
Not
know
strange.
it, I guess. And then getting the third book out, because I'm going to do an audiobook of the second book. Next week, I'm putting a deposit down to do that. And then the week after that, I'm going to submit a first draft to my print on demand editor of the third book, because I could keep going, but I might as well just stop now while I'm ahead.
Wish I could do
That's
that.
just going to mean more to edit. And then what I'm thinking of doing, because I know Care Bear's doing this too. She's writing a book based on all the cards in the deck. I had been doing that through
She's
Thomas.
writing a tarot book.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of doing that and then just throwing some of them in this book. And then either combining them with some of the ones that are already in there that fit the narrative, or just putting a separate area like I did for the last one with the Christmas poems in one area, and then the poems about, New Year's in one area, or something like that. But I hate formatting and editing. It gives me a headache. It's not my thing at all.
That's why I need to find somebody who can do that for me, because I can't.
I'm horrible at it.
I mean, I've been writing, like Ramon was saying in the beginning, I don't really have any of those original poems, but I started writing when I was like 13, 14 years old. And I wanted to be a singer when I was younger, and I was trying to write lyrics and write songs and stuff. And so over the years, that kind of fell to the wayside, but that poetry, that writing. So, and then I've shared some stuff from college. So I have, a good heft of work to do. Have to find just that right person, ask the universe, and have them bring. Good night, Ange. Thank you for being here. And yes, Karen is going to do great. And Ange, thanks for the great prompts as well. You and Nancy put up some good. Fatima, she did a great one. Fatima. But let's see. Hershey's Clues. She's tough. Yes, she is.
Those are hard.
We
Yeah,
thought Tom and I thought ours was hard, and we just started watching some of the others. I'm like, oh, she's really cracking down.
She's
So
got
Yeah.
more. Yeah,
Like
they're
there was
hard.
one show that she asked, I think it was Chris from Elemental Cardamancy and Richie from Lawman Tarot for a mandolin. Like, where do you find a mandolin in a deck of cards? I mean, I do have a mandolin on
I
one
would
of
think
my
of like the
decks.
10 of cups or the 10 of pentacles when people are sitting around, there might be a guitar in one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Hershey usually pulls a lot of prompts too from decks that she has as well. So sometimes, there might be, prompts out there that may or may not fit, what everybody has, but it's
There
it's
was an
still know your
yeah,
decks.
yeah. There was another one that was like, show me a card that has a for rent sign. What? I don't have one, that's for sure. I don't
Mm-mm.
think a lot of people would, but that's part of
Oh,
the fun, you know.
but what I recommend is
You have
just
to
really
stretch it a little bit too.
trying what I recommend and what I did moving forward when I was up against Gerald was just making sure that um I tried saying, okay, so there's going to be modern ones she's going to ask probably. Well, 'cause after that first one, and so just you know going through your cards and thinking what images are like common day, which ones are kind of ancient, which one, and just really get a feel. If you just have a few decks, really
Hmm.
just know the inside of your decks because you never know. There may be a tiny little, because sometimes that's all it takes is that tiny little, like you're pointing. If Hershey were to say, where do you see a fox? Find me a fox. And then what I
Hmm.
didn't know is that there was a little fox on the clasp on the Queen of
Of the
Wands.
Queen of Wands, yeah.
So little things like that, start just because you never know. Ramon might be like, "Oh, I think I have a deck," and he might start going through stuff, and Karen's like, "Oh, nope, that deck is right there." And here, because you just, yeah, this is
Hmm.
going to be a great match. You guys are
Yeah,
going to do
yeah.
great, both of you.
Hmm.
It does really get you thinking about your decks. It does. And then pass. Yes. Do not waste time. Pass. You can go back. I had to do a lot of passing when I was with Gerald, and also be aware. I don't know if this is how Hershey and Tom still runs them. I haven't caught one in a while, but they do like to laugh. They do like to talk to chat, and so take into that could be a distraction. So there's a little bit of element of distraction in there. So if you can mute yourself, mute the chat, mute the live, and just
Hmm.
stay focused on, and be calm. And if you can't find it within a few moments or at least a minute, maybe two, not more, just say, okay, next.
It'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can go back around
Hmm.
later. And when you're looking for another card, you may see that prompt in another one that you didn't think of. So
Hmm. Totally.
just, yeah,
And
yep,
it's
like,
not, I mean, the
mm-hmm,
purpose is not to win, but, to share and laugh and, you know, just have fun.
yep, that's all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. Oh, you're welcome, Bill. Thank you, Ramon. You inspired a poem out of me. Jeff and Heather too. Oh, you're
Thank you.
welcome, Bill.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you for the haiku.
Bill.
I'm
Yes.
touched.
Tom says, "Oh no, Ramon, it's to win.
Yeah, that
Go for
too.
the jugular." I'm just having fun. But yeah,
I
that's the
think
best thing.
Ramon's
You
got
have
this.
fun.
He's gonna smoke it. He's the
Who's
king
Thank
of
what?
all things esoteric, so I'm sure he's gonna
Yeah.
figure it out
Mm-hmm.
fast.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
I
see.
would not do that game. That game looks so hard.
Well, it's hard, like going, especially if you have a lot of cards. Like, I mean, it's
You.
it's a matter of knowing. No, it's a matter of like knowing your cards,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of cards that we don't use all the time, and then you go back to them, you rediscover details. So, like, that having to think through all your collection, what you have, it's kind of hard. We'll
And it
see.
can be nerve wracking.
Hmm.
Yes, it was. But then you start to laugh. You try to
Yeah.
relax a little bit.
Hmm.
What was funny was the one. If anyone hasn't seen the one that was with Brian, um, Brian Blushing Nerd.
Yeah, Blushing
And
Nerd.
PD, I caught some of that. That was freaking hysterical. PD was just, oh my God. I could not stop
saw that
laughing.
one.
She had me. Oh, I was just like, yeah. That was hysterical. PD was hilarious. Yeah. Guy is green earth. Or guy is green couch. She asked for a green couch and she's like, here. She goes, it's grass. It's Guy's green couch. And I'm like, oh, that's what everyone. So yeah, she had so much fun. So that's the best part, just to have fun. Yeah, Karen says if I can't win, I'll go PD. Oh, God's green couch. PD, we love you. If you watch the spec, we adore you, girlfriend. So but yeah, everybody, thank you again for joining
Thank
us
you.
for another poetry. Thank you, Ramon and Jeff, for joining me to help me keep this this very precious, very my precious. But this is one of my very important, very special segments on my show, because I wanted my channel to start showcasing my talents, my love, what I enjoy, and I was so blessed and grateful to find my fellow readers, who are willing to join me and help me along with that. So I appreciate everybody, and those in the States, continue having a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. That's a
It's
crazy
also
on
a
the road today.
it's also a holiday in the UK.
Oh, really?
It's Victoria Day.
Oh, I thought that was last week in Canada, unless Canadian does. Oh, okay. Or maybe it is. So, any of our Canadian neighbors,
Yeah.
not Canadian, excuse me, our friends across the pond, happy Victoria Day.
Mm-hmm. And Queen Victoria was born on the same day that I was, May 24th.
Oh,
Maybe that's why it's this weekend. And so was Bob Dylan.
me and Santa Claus share the same day. Me and Saint Nick.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. So,
All right.
alrighty, everybody. Thank you
Thank
again.
you very much. It was
Have a
fun
great
as always.
night. Yes, it was. And we will see everybody on one of our next shows.
Right.
Have a great rest of the day,
Blessings
everyone.